Tonight, our special transmission as the U.S. pressures the UK government to challenge the International Criminal Court for its jurisdiction on Israel. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. This is Muslim News Canada on Muslim Network TV. I'm Zahra Sayed. Today is the 280th day since Israel started bombing Gaza incessantly. In the past 24 hours, Israeli forces killed at least 50 Palestinians. 54 have been wounded. Israeli forces have ended their operation in the Shujaia neighborhood in Gaza City. Soon after the operation, approximately 60 bodies have been discovered beneath the rubble of the destroyed infrastructure. In Rafah, at least 8 people have been killed. Another 4 more casualties have occurred in the Nusayrat refugee camp in central Gaza. Several Palestinians have been killed yesterday after an Israeli warplane targeted a crowd in Khan Yunis. Israeli military vehicles today have started advancing in the Tel al-Hawa area. Eyewitnesses say the army has targeted areas near Al-Quds Hospital, Barcelona Park, and Abu Mazen Junction. The soldiers fired machine guns and artillery shells at Palestinians and their homes. Gaza's civil defense reports dozens of bodies are scattered in the industrial area of Gaza City. Verified social media footage shows decomposing bodies on the streets of Tel al-Hawa. Most of the bodies are of women and children. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, Director General of World Health Organization, calls the condition in Gaza as dire. Ghebreyesus says only 5 trucks of medical supplies have been allowed into Gaza last week. More than 70 trucks are stuck at the Egyptian border. The death toll from Israel's war is alarming. At the time of writing, at least 38,345 Palestinians have been killed. A revised report by the United Nations estimates another 10,000 civilians are buried under the rubble. 88,295 Palestinians have been injured. Israel's death toll from Hamas's attacks stands at 1,139. Israel is accused of genocide at the International Court of Justice, where the top court has ordered Israel to immediately halt its operations in Rafah. The United States has imposed sanctions on Israeli individuals and entities linked to violence in the West Bank. The move targets 3 individuals and 5 settlement outposts accused of threatening civilians and seizing property. The U.S. State Department and Treasury Department have announced the measures. The move will freeze assets and prohibit business dealings with those sanctioned. Amongst those sanctioned is the Lahava Group, which is described as Israel's largest extremist group. The European Union had previously sanctioned Lahava for attacks on Palestinians. The expansion of illegal settlements in the West Bank continues to complicate peace efforts. All the settlements in the West Bank are illegal under international law. Protests are erupting as Jewish real estate firms lure North Americans to purchase properties in the occupied West Bank. Recently, protesters and police clashed in a real estate event in Los Angeles. The event was hosted by company My Israel Home in a synagogue in late June. The event was selling homes in illegal settlements to American Jews. Real estate firms are increasingly appealing to wartime patriotism. Their websites present suburban lifestyles in contentious areas like Ma'ali Adimam and Efrat. All settlements in the occupied West Bank are illegal under international law. Despite this, these settlements continue to grow, supported by Israeli government policies. Real estate conventions have been promoting these properties for over a decade. They are often held in synagogues and private homes. Digital media outlet The Intercept reports the properties in the settlements range from $500,000 to $1 million. The properties in central Jerusalem are priced for $3 million or more. The United States is exerting pressure on the United Kingdom's new Labour government to continue its legal challenge against the International Criminal Court. This challenge concerns the court's pursuit of arrest warrants for Israeli officials over alleged war crimes in Gaza. The move was initially proposed by the Conservative government led by former Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. The challenge questions the court's jurisdiction over Israel. Israel is not a member of the court. The United States is reportedly urging the United Kingdom to proceed on with the challenge for the U.S. interests. Human rights barrister Jeffrey Robertson criticizes this pressure. He warns the move can be a moral misstep for the administration of Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Labour had previously shown opposition for the challenge when it was not in power. The government has not clarified its current stance. Dozens of major media and civil society organizations are urging Israel to grant unrestricted access to Gaza. Currently, Israel's policy limits access to journalists. Only rare and escorted trips are allowed. This policy has hindered comprehensive coverage of the ongoing conflict. The joint letter criticizes Israel for imposing restrictions that complicate local efforts to document the war firsthand. Signatories include prominent names like US-based media outlets, including ABC, Bloomberg, and the New York Times. The plea comes after a recent controlled visit of media outlets to Rafah. During the visit, the Israeli military remained watchful and raised questions about impartial reporting. Harvard University has revoked suspensions imposed on 5 students involved in a Free Palestine sit-in. Their penalties have been downgraded to probation following widespread backlash. Over 60 students faced disciplinary action for their participation in the protest. They demanded that the university divest from companies tied to Israel's activities. The Palestinian coalition at the university says faculty pressure has led to the decision. Despite the reduced penalties, 13 seniors still await degree conferral. The university has declined comment on specific cases. It has, however, affirmed its stance on free speech. Thank you for watching. Our news is produced by Muslim Network TV, which is a not-for-profit organization. We need your support for donations. Please scan the QR code on our broadcast or visit muslimnetwork.tv to donate now, so we can continue to amplify the voices of Muslims in Canada and abroad. Assalamu alaikum.